Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. This week, I'm going to be looking at two new theatrical releases, The Boy Next Door and Strange Magic, and also share my reviews on two new to DVD and Blu-ray films, White Bird in a Blizzard and The Boxtrolls. So let's get started right now with what is being called the best thriller of 2015, even though it's the only thriller to open so far in 2015, and it's only January. Here are my thoughts on The Boy Next Door. A teacher going through some marriage trouble becomes friendly with the new young man next door. They end up having a passionate night together. Oh yeah. And after she claims it was a mistake, the boy's true personality comes out. So what did I think of The Boy Next Door? I thought it's a silly, uninspired thriller. This is like a Lifetime movie with a bigger star that was too racy for television. When using the tired premise, you could go two different ways. Take the premise and take it somewhere the audience doesn't expect, much like last year's The Guest did, or go down the same worn-out road we've seen time and time again. Unfortunately for us, this film uses about every cliche in the book we've already seen before in better films, such as Fatal Attraction and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Also, the film is billed as a thriller, so is it too much to ask to actually give us some thrills? Some of the elements that are supposed to surprise us come out as unintentionally funny as well, especially in the final act. Jennifer Lopez stars as Claire Peterson, the high school English teacher who gets involved with the wrong student. Also in the cast, Ryan Guzman as Noah Sanborn, the new neighbor who also has like a 18-pack abs or something, who goes from being the lovable suck-up to an unstable madman at the drop of a dime. Kristen Chenoweth as Vicky, Claire's best friend, who's also the vice principal. John Corbett as Garrett, Claire's cheating husband trying to work things out with her. Ian Nelson as Kevin, Claire and Garrett's son who becomes friends with Noah. And the macadocious Lexi Atkins as Allie, the dreamiest girl in school that Kevin has a crush on. While some viewers may find this as a guilty pleasure, The Boy Next Door should be forced to move out. I'm gonna give it the rating of suck it. Yes, suck it hard. So, if you're interested in The Boy Next Door, be warned. Now let's talk about the latest animated feature to hit theaters. Here are my thoughts on Strange Magic. In a world where a feud brews between two different fantasy lands, the fairy kingdom, which is made up of fairies and elves, and the dark forest, including evil rulers and other odd creatures, implodes as an elf takes a love potion from the dark forest and their king kidnaps a fairy princess. So what did I think of Strange Magic? I thought it's a lackluster animated adventure. We're told it's from the mind of George Lucas, who served as executive producer here. Unfortunately, we get more of the Lucas who came up with Jar Jar Binks than Yoda. Misa so disappointed. The story is inspired by A Midnight Summer's Dream, but seems to take ideas from Beauty and the Beast, Fern Gully, and even Epic, which was just released a year and a half ago. The animation, done by Lucasfilm Animation Singapore and Industrial Light Magic, is decent, but almost everything else falls flat. The soundtrack is random and feels like the creators had an iPod on shuffle and wrote a list of songs that could appear in the film, ranging from Elvis to Beyonce. I'm not saying I'm against unoriginal pop songs being in animated movies, but it works better in the background than the characters actually singing those tunes. Sort of like Shrek did. To have All-Star in the background. Shrek wasn't actually singing All-Star. But imagine Elsa singing Ice Ice Baby instead of Let It Go. That's basically what you have here. The voice cast stars Alan Cumming as Bog King, the ruler of the Dark Forest who is against love and wants to keep it out of his land. Evan Rachel Wood as Marianne, a fairy princess who is cheated on by her husband-to-be and turns against love. Sam Palladino as Roland, Marianne's ex-fiancé, who's basically a Gaston wannabe, but annoying and unlikable. Meredith Ann Bill as Dawn, Marianne's sister who is affected by the love potion and kidnapped by Bob, and she keeps singing Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. Elijah Kelly as Sunny, an elf in love with Dawn, and Kristen Chenoweth, yes, Kristen Chenoweth strikes twice in 1 week, as the Sugar Plum Fairy, the creator of the love potion held captive by Bob. While watching this film, there were portions I absolutely hated, thinking I'd rather be at the dentist, but towards the end it thankfully got a smidge better. While smaller children will probably enjoy, Strange Magic is one of the most odd and dismal animated films I've ever seen. I'm gonna give it the rating of Suck It. Yes, that is 2 in a row. So the theater is not too hot this weekend. I did not get the chance to see Mordecai, but when I do, I will tell you all what I thought, of course. Hitting DVD and Blu-ray this week, we're going to kick it off with a film you may or may not have heard of, starring the uber-popular Shailene Woodley. This is my review of White Bird in a Blizzard. A somewhat eccentric mother disappears out of nowhere while her daughter struggles with all the problems of her teenage years. So what did I think of White Bird in a Blizzard? I thought it's a bizarre mystery drama. The film almost suffers from identity crisis, not really pinpointing what it wants to be. We have the storyline of the vanishing mother that just sort of goes away a while for tales of sexual exploration, which I'm usually for. The use of flashbacks is also big here, retelling a lot of things that went down before the disappearance. The story sees the teenage girl living with parents that hate each other, going to see a therapist, getting sexual with older men, and hanging out with her friends. The best thing about the film is its cast, which stars Shailene Woodley as Kat Connor, the high school girl dealing with lots of turmoil. Eva Green as Eve, Kat's mother who just up and leaves the family. Christopher Maloney as Brock, Kat's dad, who's also obviously going through a lot. Shiloh Fernandez as Phil, Kat's boyfriend and neighbor. Gabourey Sidibe, that's right, she's still around, precious, as Beth, Kat's good friend, and Thomas Jane as the detective on Eve's case. There is a somewhat surprising twist at the end of the film, which makes it kind of worth sitting through. White Bird in a Blizzard has its pros and cons, but if you want to see a better movie about a disappearance, watch Gone Girl instead. I'm gonna give it the rating of meh, it's okay. I know a lot of guys are gonna watch it for certain reasons. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's an okay movie if you're looking for something to rent. All right, and finally, also being released on DVD and Blu-ray is one of the Oscar-nominated films for Best Animated Feature this year. These are my thoughts on the Boxtrolls. Creatures named Boxtrolls, who love to steal items from humans and tinker with the items, live underneath the city. When the town villain wants to rid the town of the Boxtrolls for good, they'll have to stand together with the help of their adopted human son. So what did I think of the Boxtrolls? I thought it's a fun and creative animated adventure. It's from the makers of Coraline and Paranorman, and this is easily as entertaining as those features. I enjoyed the animation as well, and it's nice to see something a little different with the style. There are quite a few good laughs here, especially at a party scene where the Boxtroll/human has to interact with the elite patrons. The story sees the human boy being found by the creatures and later going on a mission to save his friends when they get captured. The human world here also has an odd fascination with cheese and hats, which I don't think we do as a society, Around here, at least. Maybe some in another state or another country. I don't know. The talented voice cast stars Ben Kingsley as Archibald Snatcher, the villain who looks like an animated version of Timothy Spall. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Who wants to destroy the Boxtrolls and land himself a very powerful white hat. Isaac Hempstead Wright as Eggs, the orphan boy raised by the Boxtrolls and finds out more from his early life. Elle Fanning as Winnie Portly Rind, Egg's human friend who helps him out. Jared Harris as Lord Portly Rind, Winnie's dad and leader of the White Hats. Nick Frost, Richard Ayoade, and Tracy Morgan as well as Snatcher's henchmen, and Simon Pegg as Egg's father seen in flashbacks. On a down note, there is a horrible, excruciating musical number that I really could have done without. It's something like, "Ooh, the Boxtrolls!" It was just dreadful. Anyway, the Boxtrolls is a delightful film that the whole family will enjoy. I'm going to give it the rating of Do It. I know there has been a lot of controversy in the animated category for the Oscars. Should this have earned a spot over the Lego Movie? No. But the Boxtrolls is still an entertaining watch. Alright, well that does it for this week. Until next week, don't miss one single A-list second. You can subscribe to me right here on YouTube. Check out some other videos. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on the Twitter, and also my book is finally getting published. The A-List 2014 Movie Review Yearbook will be on its way, hopefully in the next few weeks. So definitely hit me up for info on that. Until next time, Troop out.